All right, everyone. Hello, hello, hello. Taking me a second here to get going, and it's perfectly fine. All right, y'all. Thank you for being here. It is Monday. Give me a second here to get going. And I'm going to turn off my volume so I don't hear me twice. Hi, everyone. Good to have you. Thank you for being here with me today with our Miracles with Karishma half-hour coaching session. And I wanted to say hello and welcome. And if you're here new, welcome to my group. Welcome to this webinar, and I'm happy to serve you today. And if you're watching this live, write #live. If you're watching this on a replay, write #replay. And what I wanted to talk about today is this idea of being yourself. This idea of being yourself. And you know, it's so crazy. I had so many powerful and painful epiphanies over this past weekend. And I went through, I guess you call it a workshop on Saturday. And it just gave me so many awarenesses about me. And I wanted to share some truths with you and just share a little bit about kind of my journey and my ahas and see if this resonates with you. You know, it's so crazy because I know that most of my life I spent in not fully being me. And I just want you to sit with yourself and see if that resonates for you. And, you know, somewhere along the way, we're taught of how it should be. We should be hustlers. We should be on autopilot. We should be nonstop going 24/7. We should feel guilty for taking care of ourselves. And all of these ideas, these notions are all conditioned, my friends. They're all conditioned. Because the truth is, anything that is not love is conditioned. Anything that is not love is conditioned. Fear is conditioned. Guilt is conditioned. Shame is conditioned. Feeling less than is conditioned. And it's time to step into our authentic path and our authentic power, because that's all real. Being in our heart space is who we really are. And a lot of my journey with myself was learning to get out of my analytical brain. And although I'm really right brains, my left brain kicks right in. It wants to evaluate everything with a pros and cons list. It wants to analyze things to death. It wants to have control and do more due diligence, when the other part of me, the part of me that's my heart, the part of me that is my soul, the part of me that is empowered, the part of me that is love, already knows the truth. And you know, the example that I will give you is, and I believe I shared it this last week or last few days, was how many of you knew when you started, let's say, a relationship, you can call it a work relationship, pick one, and you started that relationship, or you went into a job, or you went into a relationship with someone, and you knew that it wasn't right. Or you started a job, and let's say you took the job out of fear. Let's say the rationale behind taking the job, because you got laid off, because your old job sucked, whatever it is, and you took on a job because it came to you, and you're like, I should take this job. I should take this job because every week that I'm not taking a job, I'm not getting paid. And I know it's going to be a miserable job. I know this relationship isn't going to work, but I'm afraid of being unemployed. I'm afraid of being alone, and I'm going to take or enter this relationship, even though I already know the truth that it's not going to work, or I'm going to be unhappy in it. See, that, my friends, is our mind talking. That, my friends, is ego talking. And a lot of this journey about empowerment that I'm here to teach you and hopefully model to you, it's about stepping into the journey of our soul. It's about coming into alignment with the path of our soul, because our soul already knows. On a soul level, you already know, even though you may have empirical evidence as to why you should enter that relationship or that job, you already know on a soul level, on a heart level, it's not going to work. And your intuition's telling you it's not going to work, or it's going to be painful. And we rationalize outside of that. We rationalize ourselves out of having what we really want, because we tell ourselves on a deep, deep level, I'm not worth it. I'm not worth it. And a lot of this empowerment is about coming back home to you and coming back to your intuition, coming back to your inner guidance, and coming back to the authentic truth that you are so empowered at the level of your heart, and you are so empowered at the level of your soul. And what's exhausting is living in a society where we're always comparing ourselves to everyone else. We're always comparing ourselves to everyone else. And I know, friends, that the root cause of suffering for me has always been when I'm not authentic in my life. So if I'm pushing myself outside of what feels good, if I'm constantly doing, and having that guilt in the back of my head drive me so I do more, or when I'm finally exhausted and I'm like, I just want to do nothing, that guilt actually takes me away from the present and actually makes me feel worse. A lot of this undoing the conditioning is coming back to our heart, coming back to valuing ourselves, coming back to love. Because the truth is, isn't it time to love you first? Isn't it time to honor you first? Isn't it time to take your power back and realize you're the only one that can give you back your power, because you're the only one that took your power away. And when we put that focus on everybody else outside of us, we go, you're more important than me, you're more important than me, you're more important than me, and we stop connecting with ourselves. And everything in our life, friends, is a reflection of our own state of being within us. It's not outside of us, it's within us. And the more energy I spend on me, the more time I spend on me, the more love I give me, the more safety and security I create within me, my world, the universe shows me, oh my God, Karishma, you are so abundant, because that's how I need to honor myself in giving me first everything that I need so that the world can give it to me. And most of us spend all of our energy and time looking outside of us. And authenticity, my friends, is such a superpower. Listening to your intuition and your guidance is such a superpower. Slowing down enough to listen to yourself is a superpower. And most of us have lost that superpower because we have no idea how to be with ourselves. And we have these devices in our hand that are constantly gnawing at every second of our day and pulling back attention from within us to outside of us. And taking your power back means being really conscious and aware of how you're spending your time. A lot of my clients that have worked with me, I have a great example of a client that worked with me 3 years ago. So during COVID, and she, super successful at work. And she used to work 60 plus hours on her job. And she had no time for herself. She had no time to enjoy family time, and work was just consuming her day in and day out. And at night when she was with her kids, she was always thinking about work. So that exhaustion, overwhelm didn't stop within us. Put a yes in the chat if that resonates with you. And slowly but surely, we went through a process and we examined what the heck she was doing during that 60+ hour week. I've done this with a lot of clients now. And they get blown away. They get blown away by how much time they wasted on what they thought was important. I guarantee, friends, if you're spending your time and energy all day hustling and grinding, fundamentally, it's not going to work. There is no time for you. You're not going to feel that fulfillment, joy, and freedom that you think your job is going to give you. That work is consuming you. That work is draining you. And we got to fill ourselves up before we can serve in the world and show up as the leaders that we are. And imagine getting your life back. Imagine getting your time back. Imagine getting time freedom back. But see, at the level of your heart and soul, your heart doesn't want you to go 24/7. For me, that love comes up and shows up more powerfully when this bucket, this vessel is overflowing. I got to take care of me to show up for you. If I don't love me, I can't fully love you. And it was obvious to me, even this morning, Mondays, actually, I don't do client calls. I don't do phone calls on Mondays. And thank God, one of the best gifts of my overwhelm and burnout in my business 2.5 years ago, if you follow me, you probably heard me share the story. One of the best gifts I gave to myself was taking Mondays off for business/me. And it's been such a gift. So this morning, I had a couple of work-related meetings. I wanted to connect with some people that I might be working with on a couple of different projects. But I came back from the gym this morning at 9:15, and I was like, I'm exhausted. I spent all day Saturday working on a workshop. Friday, my kids were home from school. There were power outages here based on a tornado. So Friday, I was busy with the kids all day and working. Saturday, all day workshop. Mommy mode at night. Yesterday, mommy mode all day. And I've been working on some website changes and all these other things I've been working on since the last week and a half. And this morning I woke up and I went to the gym. I did my meditation. I did my self-love routine, if you will. And I came back and I'm like, I'm exhausted. I want to be here present for you all this afternoon. What do I need to do to put the focus back on me? Because if I'm not good, I don't show up 100%. I don't show up 100%. And that meant literally taking all of my plans from 9:15 until 11 o'clock this morning, slowing down and just taking time to relax, taking time to be with myself, taking time to take the day in stride, looking at my to-do list, going, what do I absolutely need to get done today? And what can I get done tomorrow? And what does self-love really look like for me today? Because I know I need it. I know I need it so I can serve my clients the rest of the week. So I can be there present as the mom the rest of the day when my kids come home. And for me to really like me even more. Because ultimately my relationship with me results in everything else energetically in the world. And that, my friends, is not a skill that I learned from my family of upbringing. I'm Indian, and I grew up in a culture with a lot of hustle and grind and going 24/7. That is in my DNA. It is. But the truth is that doesn't serve me today. And being in that state of overwhelm, I am of less service today with that old conditioning. And a lot of this process is about learning a different way of being in your life that results in amazing miracles. I'm going to share with you guys a quick text that I got from my client this weekend. And, he actually messaged me. He connected with a friend, and basically sent me the client's information, the friend's information as a potential client. And he said, you know, Karishma, I just wanted to say, I can't believe this meeting that I had with this guy. And literally everything I said to him was stuff I learned from you. And I could see in his eyes that he was already there. And these were some of the things that I shared with him. And it was so cool that he summarized these. So I'm going to share these little summary bullet points with you. Don't always dream about where you will be. Love where you are right now, because it's exactly where you need to be right now. Setting goals based on just results is setting yourself up to always be disappointed. Instead, focus on what you are doing and the process. You are in control of how you feel about yourself. Don't blame your crappy attitude on other people. And then he went on to say, you've completely changed my life. And this was Saturday at 7:19 p.m. my time. And, you know, even receiving that text and reading that text out loud, it just was such an aha moment for me as to my journey and how far I've come. So I can be there for you. I can show up for you. I can be that voice that's like the opposite of what society teaches you, and be a safe place to land for you. Because living that life where you're not being yourself, that you're not living in your heart, you're constantly going 24/7, is no way to live life. The emptiness, the depression, the anxiety that comes from living that life, it's not worth it, my friends. It's time to come back home to you and transform your life within you. I'm really excited. I wanted to share a couple of quick updates. I'm in the process of coming up with my first non-annual coaching program. Previously, I've only served people with 1-year commitments. And I'm in the process of doing that as we speak, kind of coming up with it, working on details and marketing around it. So I'll be sharing that with you in the next few days. So stay tuned for updates around that. And I'm just so grateful to be here. This noontime, just showing up and sharing and serving from my heart is just becoming a source of great love and joy. So I just wanted to say thank you to you for showing up for you. And in you showing up, you get to help me too. So thank you all so much. Put in the chat, the comments below, what resonated with you. And I look forward to seeing you tomorrow, same time, same place. Bye.